My friend, thank you for joining us for this Operation Greatness, Freeing the Matrix Parasite Cleansed, Focused Wealth Immersion Action Pod number 70. Today is going to be an interesting one. We are looking at where are you self-destructing your own success? Because we are going to shift out of that old program by instead of focusing on us and our struggles, we're going to instead focus on other people, helping them out of their struggles. We're going to shift into serving others. So, first of all, what comes up for you immediately? If you're in a crisis, if you're in a dire situation, or if you're making something hugely negative and challenging in your life, then I'm feeling like you're recoiling from that and almost like thinking, yeah, my life is so, and then you fill in some, you feed that story that you have that you're struggling so much with your own addictions, your own disasters, your own fires. Like, how can you even think about helping someone else? And yet, that's the story that you were feeding, you were holding in your hands, in your heart, and allowing that to consume you because, I mean, let's break all this down. This is so critical for every one of us to see because here's the fundamental truth that I want you to really hear and recognize and master. The simple truth of the universe is that where you are giving your attention, you are giving your power, and that becomes how you are creating your life, and together how we are creating our world. That's the one thing over which you have absolute control, where you are choosing to give your attention. And just that one choice is enough for you to have everything that you want in your life. Everything. Everything. So, because even just that shift right there, instead of giving your attention and feeding what you don't want, what scares you, what gives you crisis, challenge, suffering, turmoil, instead of feeding that, you shift out of that, out of what's wrong, or what you feel is a problem that you have to get rid of, eliminate. Instead, you focus on what is my vision? What is my purpose? How can I be of greater service to others? You see, it's like getting out of your own head and getting into life and being of service, like shining your light. I mean, I just got a visual. This is kind of, I mean, hear this message because it's really important. Like you're like a candle or a campfire if you think bigger than a candle because your light, there's no limit to how much of a bright, shining light you are. I mean, like the sun. I mean, this is a little bit of a metaphor here. So think of this as representing you and living in your power and purpose, which is to be of greater service to more people. I mean, like, are you like a small candle or are you like a candle that you might see on a big altar in like a big church or cathedral? Or are you like a bonfire near the ocean? I mean, like one time, this was amazing to me. It must have been incredible to be there. I think this was down in Phoenix or somewhere like that, where somebody had this group of people, like maybe it was by, I don't know, there's a few like man-made lakes around there. I don't know where this was, but they had like maybe it was like 24 feet high of wood that they built there, and they lit it on fire, and they had like this massive whatever, like a cookout or a love fest or something. And I mean, you choose how big your light, that fire within you is, and that's how you are serving others. You are, oh, I'm getting chills here just even before I said that. Wow. You are here to transform the world. You have, oh, I'm getting all the way down my legs even. I'm feeling the fire burning within you and burning more brightly now as you're giving this your attention, as you're shifting into how am I being of greater service? How much more can I serve other people with my life right here? And you're doing that right here. You're feeling that, right? The fires of, I call it the fires of freedom within you, or because you are God's instrument for miracles in the world, you are God's instrument, you are God's gift to the world, you're God's instrument for miracles in the world, you're God's gift to the world. And right now, by you giving this your power, how can I be of greater service to more people right now? That's where that spark of divinity within you, which is your direct and immediate connection with God, that becomes, that's like the pilot light on your water heater. And you know, when you turn up the heat on the water heater, then that fire gets more fuel and it builds up, it bursts into a flame you can see and feel, right? That's, I mean, that's not a perfect metaphor either. And yet, I mean, so let's go back to the original question. Like, are you just this, like if you have a match and you have just a little flame there, that's kind of like somebody mostly distracted, mostly focusing on their problems, their stories about their how how challenging and tough their lives are, how much this burden is that they're carrying, how much this sucks to be them, how they have this black cloud over them. I mean, you see how that's like dimming the light of God, limiting the unlimited? I mean, what is God? That's the word that I use to describe the infinite unlimited, of which you, my friend, are its expression in the world. In other words, how does God bless the world other than through blessing you in your life and moving through you to transform the world? That's honoring who you are. That's aligning with your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. That's not holding back and limiting the unlimited. I mean, when, okay, so let's go back to this visual here. Picture, like if you're watching the video of this, if you're leading your own Operation Greatness chapter in your community, and if you're not, then why not? Because that's how you can have, well, tremendous impact on everyone in your local area and all your online friends. I believe that would be the greatest way you can be of greater service to more people. I mean, like liberating everyone in your local area, your local region, your local state, your country, even. I mean, there's no limit to how much good you can do in the world. I want you to really hear that message. And yet, if we think about, well, if you're leading your own Operation Greatness chapter, all of this, by the way, is through freeingthematrix.com. That's our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, where we're all leading and supporting and serving each other, holding each other accountable, being there for each other, helping each other shine the light that we're seeing in each other. And that's helping us see it in ourselves as well, because we're all mirror reflections of how each of us is doing in being the light it is our destiny to be. want you to really hear that message. So anyway, if you're doing, I'm creating this action pod number 70, where are you self-destructing your own success, as a video, and we're doing that video in our action in our Operation Greatness chapter, our Private Wealth Alliance, just for Operation Greatness chapter leaders. This is all through the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Anyway, so I'm holding up a visual. I mean, I'm picturing this in my head, holding up my hand, my fingers. If you're picturing like a small match with a little fire, and maybe it's like a quarter of an inch wide and high, versus by you living your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma, to be of greater service to more people, and you're like that. I saw this on a video, and like that, it was like, let's say pallets, wooden pallets that were lit on fire, and they were like maybe the flame was like 30 or 40 feet high, or 50 feet or 60 feet. Maybe the pallets were like 24 feet high, the fuel source, and they lit it on fire, and you could probably see it for miles and miles and miles. I mean, that's like you in your element, shining your light as brightly as the sun. And like I say, there's no limit to how much good you are able to do in the world, only by the limitations you impose on yourself, which is really the limitations you were imposing on God, because you are here to open fully to receiving God yourself, because only then can you extend God fully into the world. That's like opening up the faucet, or the river, or the Niagara Falls, instead of blocking it. So that's allowing God to come into your life and through you to bless the world. Because that's why you are here. You are God's instrument for miracles, after all. You are God's gift to the world. So be that gift. Opened fully, that means you're acknowledging that you deserve all the things that you want in life, and you want those things because that's allowing God to come into your life, which is, you have to receive God before you can bless the world, before you can allow God to work through you to bless the world. You are here to be that blessing in the lives of everyone connected with you. I mean, really hear that message for sure, and live true to that, honor that, no longer limit the unlimited in any way. Will you make that commitment to yourself right here, to allow God fully to move through you to bless the world? That's why you're here. That's the purpose of your life. You are here to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate every one of your online friends. I mean, even right here, just right now, what would that do for you if you were leading all of your online friends into this action pod number 70? Where are you self-destructing your own success? Shift out of that old program, serving others, by you bringing every one of your online friends into this action pod number 70. You would be transforming their lives, especially by you going back to the beginning right now and pausing at each point and sharing your thoughts and feelings about each point after you've done the inner work contemplating that point yourself, then posting your thoughts and feelings about these points as separate posts. And in each of these posts, you're using your invite people link that you got in our About tab, and that's when you joined us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. You got that invite people link on the About tab. So use that invite people link in all of your posts, and that's financial freedom money for every one of us I mean, like all your online friends, as they're joining us in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind through your link, that's financial freedom money you've given them because then they are stepping up and being that inspired visionary leader of all of their friends, just as you're being with all of your friends. And for every 1,200 people joining us in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind through your link, that's worth $35,400 to you per month and for each of them as well. And just by you getting your 1,200 people getting their 1,200 people, that would be 1,440,000 people getting their 1,200 people. That would be 1.72 billion people. You helped become financially free, very wealthy, living their dharma and being of greater service to more people. Is that the higher purpose of your life as well as every one of our lives? Is that you shining your light, no longer limiting the unlimited, no longer preventing God from working in your life and blessing your life as God is then working through your life to bless the world? You see, that's how you are here to live your life, right? So let's go back. I mean, do that. Go back to the beginning of this action pod number 70 and lead, inspire, transform, and liberate every one of your online friends by pausing and reflecting on each point, receiving it, aligning with it, living it through your life, and then share your thoughts about that point with all your online friends. And in each of your posts, use your invite people link that you got when you joined us yourself in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And make sure all of your online friends are doing this with all of their online friends. And you have transformed the world, 1.72 billion people, just from getting your 1,200 people getting theirs, getting theirs. I mean, is there any more greater way that you could be of service to more people than that? So let's go back and even ask that question. What was that thing that you thought was so horrific and insurmountable, that challenge causing you so much pain and suffering and anguish and stress and overwhelm? Is that even relevant and important anymore? I mean, maybe it's still, you have to work through the process of handling that. And yet now you're inspired, you've become reignited. That fire is burning within you, and anything else is not even so important anymore. Is that fair? Is that how you're feeling about that? It's like, well, yeah, it's kind of an inconvenience. It's upsetting, it's a little aggravating, and yet you're right. I have so much good within me. I have so much love to share, to give. That is my focus. I got lost in my own woes me troubles, and yet I have so much power and potential and passion and purpose and meaning and fulfillment within me to give to others. And that feels good for me to share that. I was distracted. I was lost. I was holding myself down by thinking only of me and my problems. And I was neglecting my purpose, which is to be of greater service to more people. So, is there any even question about that old focus that you had on your challenges? Or do you see that was just you misusing your power and becoming more stuck and just digging that hole? I mean, like I got a visual of like a car or a truck or a bulldozer just kind of like digging its own ditch and getting more stuck and more stuck and more stuck and more stuck instead of shifting that out of that old program into serving others. You are here to be of great service. I mean, let's go back and think about this. When did you first realize how important you are and that you are here to make a huge impact on the world? When did you first see that or know that about yourself? Was that when you were like 14 or 8 or 3 years old? You've always had that knowing or that feeling like I'm here to do something big with my life. I don't know what that is. My friend, this is it. This is that moment because you are now leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends. This is you shining your light as brightly as the sun. That's what I started to focus on. Like you can your light can be like a little match, like a quarter of an inch, or you can be like that bonfire that's probably 60 or 100 feet. The fire is burning 60 to 100 feet in the sky and be able to be seen for miles and felt for hundreds of feet, or you can shine your light as brightly as the sun. And the sun is that every moment example of your power to do good in the world, your power to be of service to more people. The sun is always there. I mean, that's what I started to think earlier. Like, wow, the sun is just someone who decided to no longer limit the unlimited. You have that ability to be as bright as the sun, to shine your light as brightly as the sun, and to move mountains and transform the world. You have that ability, and that's your higher purpose. That's why you're here on the planet right now. Because this is the monumental turning point in human history because of you hearing this message fully and shining your light fully, no longer limiting the infinite unlimited anymore. Right, 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 right. I mean, really feel into that. How are you here to be of greater service? What is your specific design, divine design, duty, destiny, dharma? How are you here to move mountains and transform the world? That's your power, that's your potential, that's your duty, that's your responsibility. So be that light. Shine your light, dispelling the darkness anywhere it still remains. Because this is the monumental turning point in human history by every one of us getting this, seeing this ourselves in our lives and being that light, showing others how to be that light themselves. I mean, like one match lighting another match, lighting another match, lighting another match, lighting another match. Right here, you leading all of your online friends into being that light for all of their online friends. How much good are you doing in the world? How many more people have you reignited, transformed, liberated? All of your online friends. So if you haven't been doing that from the beginning, then do that now. Absolutely. Because this is, I mean, how much more of a contribution can you make on the world than by lighting those fires of freedom within every one of us alive on the planet now? Is there any more noble, honorable, great gift to the world than that? And that's what you're doing just by leading all of your online friends into doing this action pod number 70 with us all. Right, 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 right. So do that. And use your invite people link that you got on the about page when you joined us yourself in the freeinthematrix.com mastermind. Talk about all of your thoughts and reflections and feelings about each of our points in the separate posts you're making that you're sharing with all of your online friends, of course, and yet also take all those posts and put them in the essay that you're sending me personally at dan@danclatt.com, and then you're also sharing that essay in our freeinthematrix.com mastermind. How much more passionate are you about being of greater service to every one of your online friends and everyone you can serve now? How much more do you know you truly, truly matter? How great do you feel about yourself now? because you're doing it. You're fulfilling your purpose, your destiny. You're living your reason for being. And that's why you're here. This is your higher purpose, and you're living it now. You're doing it. You're making it happen. You're no longer holding back or limiting yourself in any way. And nothing matters more than you fulfilling and honoring your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. And the whole world, you're seeing this, you're living this. The whole world is so much of a more loving, peaceful, abundant, united place because you lived. Because after all, you are God's gift to the world. And now you're being that. Now you're honoring that. This is your responsibility to do. This is your gift to do. It's your blessing to do. And now you're receiving that. Now you're seeing that. Now you're no longer limiting the infinite unlimited, which I call God. You're allowing God to move mountains and transform the world through you, through the gift you are to the world. How much more are you believing in yourself? How good are you feeling about yourself? How much more confident are you now as you're moving through each moment of this glorious gift of this day, of this moment right here? This is how I want you to continue to live your whole life, to be here now. And I suggest you watch or hear, yeah, watch this Operation Greatness chapter meeting by leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. That's a subset of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Lead your own chapter, lead everyone in your community through doing this video for this action pod number 70. Where are you self-destructing your own success? Stop the self-sabotaging, stop the self-destructing, stop poisoning yourself. You do also want to become parasite cleansed, which is another subset of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. That's where you're no longer poisoning yourself and you're getting your head right. You're doing the work on yourself as you are leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. These are both subsets of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Anyway, this is the work for every one of us to do. So you are doing this now, and that feels so joyful because you're living on purpose. You're living true to the gift you are. Truly, truly, truly. How are you? How has this transformed your life? How has this been exactly what you needed to believe in yourself and know how much you truly, truly matter? Now you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends through doing this and being that inspired visionary leader of every one of their online friends as your greatest contribution and to that you've ever made and the greatest contribution anyone has ever made in human history in the lives of every one of us. That's you, my friend. That's your higher purpose. That's why you're here on the planet at this time during this monumental turning point in human history. Right, right, right. This is all because of you doing this yourself and doing this with and for everyone connected with you. So take all the posts that you've been making, put them into the essay that you're sending me, Dan@danclatt.com, and then post that essay, share that with all of us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. I love you. I believe in you. I know how important you are, how much of a difference you are, how much of a gift you are. Because after all, it's because of you that all of us have come together and we've united as our human family again. Sharing love, extending love, being of greater service, moving mountains, and transforming the world. This is how we came together and liberated humanity. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so inspired and excited and happy and honored by the person you have become right here. Such a gift, such a gift. You are such a gift. Thank you very much.